What's poppin', family? Welcome to the first episode of the Rosedale Park Podcast, sponsored by me, Scotty V, hosted by, you're correct, me, Scotty V, and powered by me, Scotty V, and for probably just me, because who would want to hear another voice in this space? I think that it's an interesting time to start a podcast because everybody's doing it, and because it's effective, to say the least. And if I have something positive to say that can help somebody, that's a good thing. So I guess that's why I'm starting this podcast, because I should only have something good to say. Because that's all people really need to hear right now. I don't really talk about, I don't really give much advice, because half the time I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm building a plan and trying to make it work for myself. And so I can't really give you much advice, but to build a plan and try to stick to it and go with the ebbs and flows. But this won't be a advice podcast for anything really. But I think this to build good conversation about, or just, invoke thought. Because there's a lot of things that are happening right now, and though I think most millennials right now can't read, we don't read as much as we should, so I want to kind of empower that as well. And the thing about millennials, though we're on that subject, we've kind of seen the writing on the wall as far as the things that are happening right now. I think we've seen that. The 90s babies I could say lived through quite a bit ourselves, First shooting at a school, I was well aware of that, in Columbine, 99. World disasters that affect the United States. Weather disasters, natural disasters that affect the United States. Katrina, lived through that. And we were close. Texas was forever changed for that. If you don't know, this podcast was based in Fort Worth, Texas. Is based. I was born and raised, moved away for some school. But we back. Again, Rosedale Park Podcast, episode 1. I'm your host, Scotty V, and we're just going to jump right into it. Trump might have revealed that there may be some funny stuff going on as far as these tariffs and some possible inside trading, but it really doesn't matter because there's nothing we can do to stop it. And he is our president. So I'm really not telling anybody not to be mad, because it's kind of it's a kind of screwy situation. But I think that there's a way for us to prepare. And I got a good friend of mine, my best friend, D. Will. What's up, D. Will? We rocking out. My best friend, I got to get him on the podcast. He was advising me to prepare for this. And he told me the steps to follow to make sure that you win from this type of this type of state we're in as far as economics, the market. And he gave me some very, very sound advice that has been beneficial for me. And the funny thing about that is that that's a studied thing. We all know that it may not be right what's going on, right? Necessarily for these major companies that have benefited from a lot of what is putting our livelihood and lifestyle is at stake. But it is a way we can prepare for it. It is in my community. I am black. we have to start holding ourselves accountable for our situations, but understand that the system we're in may not be uh, a perfect one. But we still have to prepare ourselves for what is to come. So if he was here, he'd probably tell you focus on your accounts that have nothing to do with your checking. Have a savings, build a savings first and foremost. Check on your 401k. If you're a teacher, your 403b, your Roth, your RAs, HSAs, whatever. Have your accounts, have your money available, have it working for you. And I'm gonna get him on the podcast. Shout out my boy D Will. Which brings us to another thing. Conversation about black men and the lack of college enrollment we have in the community as far as for black men. And 27% is the numbers I saw. And it's only alarming because 27% would be fine if I knew that the other 73, all of them were being productive. And we know there's no perfect world where everybody lives a particular lifestyle. We won't be foolish to try to say that, but nevertheless, 27% is kind of low. I'm not one to push college. It was pushed on me, and I feel like I was bamboozled, just like every other millennial whose degree isn't necessarily panning out, or a couple degrees. They ain't panning out worth the damn at all. And you sitting here and you have to deal with the debt. If your debt wasn't cleared, I know a few people whose debt was clear, so I guess you can't really lose there, but my debt wasn't clear, so now I have to deal with that, paying that off. That's been a hassle. And I could have just went to trade school and been a plumber. Now, as someone who's been in education for a quick little minute, coming up on 5 years, you see that young black men kind of don't understand the concept of what life is past high school. And if you don't play D1 sports or D2, D3, whatever sports, get a scholarship, with the NIL, you are living a grown person's life because you're getting paid to play sports. If you're not one of those people, or academic scholarships where your tuition is free, then college has to make sense. Now, speaking as personal experience, I wanted to play sports, and when that opportunity didn't come from a school that I really wanted to go to, I finally prepared to apply to a regular school. So I applied to 3 schools: Ivy League school, my state school, and HBCU. Waitlisted for the Ivy League school, of course, because I really slacked off my senior year. Well, not even my whole senior year, just the last semester. So, only I had all the ropes, but not the best, not top 3%. I wasn't nothing like that. So I couldn't get into Ivy League school, unfortunately. But it's all good because I did choose my state school. I feel like going to a HBCU was like going to my high school. I went to Dunbar High School in Fort Worth, Texas, by the way. From Fort Worth, Texas. I don't think I said that. If I haven't said that, I'm going to keep saying that because that's what matters, because it's a distinction. We'll get into that. But, yeah, I went to Dunbar High School, and at the time I went to Dunbar High School, it was 88% black. So, and everybody was going to Prairie View, or Texas Southern, or Grambling, or Southern. That's what happens. So I didn't really have a strong desire other than watching Drumline and Stomp the Yard. And that's another 90s babies millennial thing. I was actually in high school when those movies dropped. Well, no, Drumline wasn't in high school. I was in middle school. But nevertheless, yeah, college is was pushed on us, and we're having to trying to pivot. So what we tell young black men right now is that, okay, when you turn 18, there's a few things you should learn how to do. You should learn how to at least find a job, have a bank account, have a driver's license. But expecting them to know what to do right out of high school is kind of so I get that. But the trade market does make more sense for a lot more people, especially in our community. If we're being honest, someone who has taught young black men, these trade schools offer a lot, and we need them. I don't know if y'all been to the car automotive repair shops. We could use some more black ones. Black owned. It's a business. I have a guy I've been going to all my life, and he's just like, not many of them are going to automotive school anymore. Not many young black men, and it's a way out, and it's a legit way out. Like HVAC, electrical line workers, plumbers. Like I say, it's a legit way out, and it's a profession. See, we all hear what's going on social media about what we need to change, what we need to do differently as black men. This is how we make the change. We make certain things popular, and that's not demonizing other things, but certain things need to be popularized. And I think having a trade is one. Having an education is already, it's teetering because people value it, but then some people don't, and it depends on who you're talking to. But a trade should be respected. It needs to be more respected now. It's a smarter move. Would I still go to college? That's debatable. I don't regret going to college. But having a trade and then going back to college really makes more sense to me now. That's why I would recommend any young man struggling, especially if you're black. Don't waste your time if you don't need college. If you want to go, find a way to go. You can figure out a way to go. There's nothing stopping you. But let's make a decision. Because one thing I know about getting trapped in your neighborhood is hard to leave once you get trapped here, once you get used to it. And you figure out how to hustle. And I'm not saying what that hustle is, but more times than not, it ain't something that's really productive. With a trade, like I said, HVAC, carpenters, learning how to build a house. I know that was a joke women gave, but if you learn how to build a house, if we look at our Mexican brothers, if you're in Texas, you look at your Mexican brothers or Latino brothers, wherever they're from, you look at them and you say, you should attain those kind of skills because you have the ability. So instead of saying that you don't, you can create opportunities. We found creating opportunities with these mics, right? We could do the same thing with some 4x4s. There's nothing wrong with looking across and saying, that's a good idea. Let's implement that. White people have been doing that to us for years. We need to learn from other communities so that we can build our own community. I guess that may sound weird to some people, but yeah, nevertheless, young black men, focus on what you want to do, what you want your life to look like. But a trade is a smarter move. And that's coming from somebody who got a degree or two. It was I don't regret it, but I would I would tell you the smarter move. College is for college kids. I happen to be a college kid. It was for college kids. You had fun. You did what you did, and we'll explore that on another episode. But college for college kids. It's not necessary. It could be a hassle. It could be a deterrent, but could also be some of the best years you'll ever have in your life. And that's what college is. So it ain't necessary though. I'm not one of those guys pushing that. I'm pushing you do something. Do something. Understand what it is every month to pay bills and to have your own spot. I saw a clip of one and he was saying, I saw something in myself once I got my own place and how it felt to be a man. And he basically said, once you get your own spot, you have your own car, you have a job that's paying you. Now you really figure out where you measure up. Because that's all you really need to date. And I'm not giving dating advice. I'm just saying what you need to date. You need a place, your own place. It don't matter if it's a corner, an apartment. It costs money anyway. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. It's a place. It's where you can lay your head. Nobody can take it away from you as long as you pay your rent. Right? You have your place. You have a car. You keep your car clean. You know, make sure you keep your car clean every time you put a girl in there. You have a date. Keep your car clean. Have a decent wardrobe. All this little online that's out there. You can figure out how to have a wardrobe. Everything's available. You know what I'm saying? Keep your hygiene up. You have a job that's paying you every month, every 2 weeks, whatever. A legit job where ain't nobody looking to shoot your ass. A legit job. Ain't nobody looking for you. Not the police, nobody. You just found out what you was doing. It ain't gonna be like, oh damn. No, it's just it's a job. It's a career. That's why trades are important. You get in a trade, you learn how to do something from 18 to 20. Now you're 22 with your own crib, own car. You got a career working. Then you go date. And it matters how much money you make, but it don't. Have a pocket full of money. We're going to get into dating in a later episode. You're going to spend money. It really isn't that big a deal. You're going to spend money. So if you don't want to spend money, don't date. I agree with a lot of what everybody says. Because it's truth to everybody, what everybody's saying. But we got to listen to everybody, and we don't. Anyway, young black man, this is for you. Try trade school. Go be a mechanic. Go be a plumber. Go be. Actually, now that you think about it, all those trade schools, along with being a firefighter, a policeman, whatever, you know, I got a few friends that are in both. It's about having a career. It's about having something stable in your life that you can feed your family with. So we creating families, but everybody want to be an entrepreneur, and everybody can be an entrepreneur. But sometimes that has to start with having a career. Having something that gives you a solid foundation. 27% college enrollment really says that we're not using college as building our foundation. But what are we doing? Because I get it, man. Everybody wants to do everything that's popping. I got a mic and I'm talking because it's popping and I feel like I can get my voice heard. But what are we doing to build our foundation? That's why I went to school. I wanted a foundation. I want somebody saying that, well, what can he do? He can learn something. So how are we building our foundation? How are we making sure that we got something in our pocket. We got something stashed away. As long as the other 73% of us is doing something worthwhile, worth having, worth working hard for. Like, we're going to work hard regardless. You go to college, you're going to work hard once you graduate. You go to these trade schools, you're going to work hard. Like, we got to get over that. Them streamers, these streamer guys, man, they're talented. Because think about just getting money, just having cameras following you around all day, man. That's genius. It's genius making money off this mic thing. I don't expect to make no money off of this. But I think it's genius when you do. You know what I'm saying? But let's do something. Let's find something. Let's stick to it for a little bit. Let's get all we can from it. Let's really get all we can from it. And let's, move forward. Let's step up. You know what I'm saying? I still think more of us need to go. If we can get that up to 40%, because a lot of y'all want to go to college. You're just using money as an excuse, and money is an excuse. Very, very understandable one. But you can still go. There's ways, man. Where there's a will is where. I seen so many niggas make a way out of. First of all, God is good. I seen so many niggas figure it out. Sorry for saying that word. I seen so many niggas figure it out. You can do it. You can get to college, man. And when we get into the later episodes, I'm gonna tell you, man, it's important things you learn in college. It's not just about having fun. You're gonna have loads of fun. It's important things you learn. For sure. Before we get out of here, man. NBA playoffs. It is getting hectic on both sides. But what I've noticed, the West is still harder. You look at them playoffs, man. The West has almost damn near 8 teams that have the same identical or better record than the top 4 seeds in the East. 8 teams have the same or better record than the top 4 ranked teams in the East. The Western Conference playoffs, they gonna kill each other trying to get out of there. Man, whoever win gonna be so tired to place either Cleveland or Boston. The Western Conference has got too many good teams and nobody. If you think OKC is just the clear favorite, I agree with the fact that they may have the best team with the second best player. Because Jokic is the best player in the West. Do you think they're actually going to run through that gauntlet that they got over there? You think the Thunder's going to run the Lakers, the Nuggets, the Timberwolves, the Warriors? The way sometimes they be playing? The East, I don't know, man. They got 2 teams that's really. I don't believe in Indiana, to be honest with you. But they always take somebody to 7. I don't know, man. Honestly, this playoffs is gonna be pretty good. I ain't gonna lie to you. This is good, man. I'm excited for the first time in a long time. We can see what's gonna go down, but I appreciate y'all, man, for rocking with me. I'm gonna start. I gotta buy a book and bring it on here. I almost finished reading this 50 Cent book, 50 Law. But like I said, black people, black men, young black men, we gotta read. We gotta figure out how to read. We're gonna get on the literacy rates in another episode, but we gotta figure out how to read. This is important, you know what I'm saying? Just learning our history, learning about us, man. And yeah, we got to figure out how to read. Anyway, man, Rosedale Park Podcast, episode 1. I'm your host, Scotty V. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me. be on the lookout for episode 2. And we got some interesting guests I hope to have on here. And put on for Fort Worth, Texas, man. Be on the lookout for the Fort Worth, Texas guide I got coming for all my young people thinking about moving here. It's stuff to do here, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Anyway, appreciate you for hollering at me. Be on the lookout for Word of the Day on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. Word of the Day is still going. I think the last one was voluptuary. So be on the lookout for Word of the Day. I got that going. Appreciate you for rocking with me. Hit that subscribe button. I should have said at the beginning, but I'll get used to that. Hit that subscribe button. Peace.